Hey, what are you doing around here?
He looks like a hot-headed type. Should be perfect for our purposes. If we want to stir up trouble, Matt Bravethorn is our man.
Hey, I'm talking to you. What do you want? If you must, but no silly tricks, otherwise you'll get one on the nose.
Hello, who's this? Hey everybody, it looks like someone wants to donate their belongings to us poor vagrants.
Silence, Flea! You do not have the authority to decide how we treat strangers. What a surprising visit! By the 12th god's greetings. To whom do I owe the honor? It would appear that your haste precludes civilized conversation. Ah, well, as you wish. Allow me to ask why you are here.
He seems very sensible for a pirate captain. I'm sure he wouldn't be averse to a peaceful negotiation.
Make it clear that you want to negotiate so we can act freely here. Then we'll have something up our sleeve if we can't carry out my plan.
Interesting. I'm listening. It could work, but tell me, what are your motives? I appreciate your honesty. A rare thing nowadays. Hold your horses there. Theoretically speaking, what's to stop you from telling the authorities our current location? I see we understand one another. Speak with the crew if you like. I can do without more trouble than these elves are giving me already.
Sonia Sala, you spoke with the greedy humans? You wish to speak for us, although our nature is so strange to you. Let Linwin Owlwing teach you about our tribe, so we know whether you can really represent us.
Welcome. I am Linwen Owlwing. I shall happily share my knowledge with you, if that is what you wish. I can sing stories that will enchant you with their melody. If you wish to become one with your weapon, I can help you to shape it. Then look around you. From this tree we see far and guard the forest. From here we throw ourselves into the storm when we spread our wings. That is correct. If you wish to follow Izaliel's suggestion, you should spend time with my tribe. You will not learn the transformation, but you will come to understand our ways, and possibly discover much about yourself. Initially, it should be enough for you to recognize the soul creatures of Elbrenel Mistcaller, Kalalea Arrowsong, and Lelendor Bowwalker.
Sonia Sala, Fe'iyama. It is good to see another face that is not from here. That is true. My tribe sent me on an uncertain path. I'm just spending some time here before continuing my search. I am sorry, but I'm not allowed to speak of it. I can only say that it involves a high elven artifact. In which case my quest would be fruitless. Very well. I'm searching for a high elven weapon. My tribe wants to keep it safe in order to protect other elves from its harmful effects. Why are you asking me? I'm not from here. An interesting concern. Not everybody here will reveal their inner selves to you willingly. Tell me, whose soul creatures do you seek? She is proud and does not even try to understand humans. When I was hunting in the forest, I saw an eagle watching me. It could have been her. Which one precisely? Well, he's probably a very noisy bird of some kind. Not a duck. Something else. Something lighter, more mysterious. Which one precisely? He is very careful, that is true. But as long as you don't bother him when he's talking to the tree or his soul creature, he will speak with you.
Sanya Sala, Tala. Welcome. A rosier on our tree is a truly rare occurrence. Ah, it is about our soul creatures, isn't it? Her soul creature is a great bird whose tail feathers spread out into a rounded fan in flight.
Are you talking about me? Don't give too much away, do you hear?
This bird is not that big, but also not small. Very well. This bird has snow white and jet black feathers.
Dreaming as ever, Shanaha. You didn't pay attention.
And you have your ears everywhere. I am speaking with our guest. His creature is different from the others, but it builds its nest in the trees like a bird.
Are you the human Ezeliel spoke of? What is your name? What are you doing here? I shall search for signs of what the future bears for your friend. Tell me if I can help you in any other way. One learns well from playing games. Well, I could give you a couple of clues. Oana the magpie it is, and you should hear its song if you wish to avoid harm. Have you still not found the answer? Ask if you wish to know more. Her creature has brown feathers, not as bright as mine. With pleasure. His creature is the color of the autumn leaves. His earthy red-brown tones hide him well, but Kalamea can always tell what branch he sits on.
Ah, it is good to see you. Can I help? I would be pleased to tell you anything that can improve understanding between you and our tribe. We only mourn the lost Fae if the death is caused by violence before it is their time. If the elf led a fulfilled life, then death has no horror for him and his relatives. Some of us believe that we return to our origin in the world of light. Others think that they are reborn in a new elven body or in the form of a soul creature. No. Humans rule and are ruled. They are so restricted by their rules that they forget to experience the world and its creatures with their own senses. In our shared ritual, the Salasandra, we learned Io. This means that we feel whether our actions harm another. Those who deliberately violate Io must leave the tribe. Dreams are often more meaningful than reality. They tell you something about your own being. Reality, on the other hand, can distract you from yourself. We sing of Mandaya, the first and the last of the Light Elves. She sacrificed herself by renouncing her reality. Now she dreams eternally, so we can find our way back to the light.
Greetings. What do you wish to discuss? I'm sure I can do that. You would have to spend 100 years with her to understand her. She's not as hard-hearted as she appears. Everything she does is in order to protect us. What you know only from the tales of your ancestors, she experienced herself hundreds of years ago. The demon battle between the Varadioi, who called themselves Borberad, and his brother Rohal, then the Mage Wars. But instead of fleeing from these horrors, she tries to spare others the suffering that she has experienced. Her magic was powerful enough to contain the Zatabra in the ruins, and prevent it from harming us. I'm sure I can do that. It is his way. He wishes to impart his knowledge to others, be they elf, human, or dwarf. He sings the legends to conserve the knowledge. He always says that to be a good teacher, you must be a good pupil. This is why he observes very carefully that which he is shown in order to be able to emulate it himself. He can teach you much. I'm sure I can do that. We watch the cloud pictures as they tell us what to expect. The song of the animals and the way the wind blows through the grass tells us much about the well-being of this place. You mean humans? Who prefer to kneel before beings who do not even live in this world? Haha. Some elves also believe that dwarves create wood underground so that they can burn it one day.
Oh, you are not of my people. I don't know if it is a good thing to speak with you. Really? Well, do we have something to talk about? This type of understanding by asking is strange to me. How does it work? Well, I cannot fly, if that is what you mean. How do you know that? Your questions are strange and insistent to the point that they seem baroque to me. Please do not pester me further. We share much without speaking. When she spreads her broad wings and flies away from me, the cries full of yearning for her return.
I have seen who you are here with. What do human and dwarf seek in these woods? Treasure? Knowledge of a person comes from spending time with them, not asking questions. What is it that you so urgently need to know? Ah, that's what you want. Well, since you have your prey in your talons now, I will not take it from you. Your assumption is correct. The R it is.
I heard you wanted to take care of the pirates. If they intrude on us, we shall defend ourselves. But you have no reason to attack the humans. They are like children who have been playing with sticks and now think they can kill a boar. We have lost two of our strongest and, well, despite everything, those raging humans are no match for us in these woods. If they fight us here, they will be helpless against our arrows. You must mean the soul creatures. What exactly don't you understand? The day comes when we find it, and it finds us. Just as we find our task in life, so we also find our true disposition through our soul creature. Each tribe member has their task within the tribe, just as every creature has its place within nature, contributing to Iamanda, the song of everything.
Sanyaba'a, stranger. Life with the humans must be exhausting. So many questions. What is it then? Nurdra is becoming and growing. Zurza is destroying and passing away. These opposites exist everywhere, including within us. They maintain the balance of the world, which would otherwise be empty or too full. Life with the humans must be exhausting. So many questions. What is it then? The forest feeds us, and we never take more than it can give us. We never force and we never hunt with magic. If an animal escapes me, then it was not the animal's lot to serve us as sustenance, but to bear equally strong and fast offspring. Life with the humans must be exhausting. So many questions. What is it then? Only a few know of us, and even fewer dare to enter these woods. We occasionally trade with those we encounter, but we mostly avoid those who disrupt the balance.
Did you see the soul creatures of my brothers and sisters? Or do you just need a tool for sharpening? You asked for help, didn't you? And my flighty sisters couldn't keep their beaks shut, correct? You identified us correctly. Use this gift to seek out a person's inner self. Like the amulet, it will help you when you are faced with important decisions. Now, speak with Azaliel.
Linwin told me you gain insight into the Fae. Now champion the Storm Sentinel tribe with the same empathy you proved here.
Greetings. What can you tell me? Demands? You make it sound like this ridiculous trip was my idea. Damn magician.
Magician? I was right. Where is the fellow? I'll smash him.
How interesting. Tell me more, Captain.
Are you referring to a specific mage?
I'm sorry, you must have misheard me. I said dumb ambition. Elven puff. We need a whole bale of it. We have no intention of buying the elven puff at market price. In your opinion, what do the elves want? Are you serious? You think the elves will just give us what we want if we leave? Of course. I look forward to the successful completion of these negotiations. Farewell.
Sonia Sala, you spoke with the greedy humans? Will that sate their greed? What do you think? He who grasps for power and possessions will always want more. Then give the man as much as he wants. You will find it in a smaller treehouse. I must go back to caring for my tribe.
Praise be to the 12th gods. You have the elven puff. Hand it over, and we won't waste another day anchored here. Visiting these cursed woods again is the last thing I can ever imagine wanting to do. Our paths will not cross here again. You have my word. Bravethorn, have the crew load the elven puff and cast off.
You heard! Load up and cast off!
I'm pleased we could deal with this matter sensibly. These elves, you never know. The 12 gods be with you, and thank you.
You know how to bring peace. And in Erin, I thank you. Your friend is under the influence of what we call Zertabra. Destructive magic, impelled by the power of the mind. We too are suffering from such magic, although the source is different. Our fates are intertwined. Two streams converge to become a mighty river. If you bring Ardo to us, you will learn everything else from Alari. My eyes see far. Open your mind, and I will show you the way.
Senya Sala. Place Ardo on my bed. I cannot sleep in any case. I will not manage to heal him now, but I can keep him alive. His spirit is trapped by a powerful magic that prevents him from waking and constantly saps his vitality. Like us, he is unable to recover his strength through sleep. Disturbing dreams are draining our Mandra. We can no longer sing our magic songs to soothe the pain. Where songs and laughter once filled the air, desolation and torpor now reign. They come from the fallen stones northwest of here. The thing that resides there is not of this world. We have guarded this place for centuries. But now the guards are torn from life, and the magical barrier that protects us from fear and weakness is breached. But that also means that you can now go and help Ardo. The Zertabra is strong in that place and even older than Azaliel. But I also hear other music there. Next to a fury that can never be tamed, I also sense a powerful source of healing.
A new participant for my experiments. What took you so long? Two things that are not necessarily mutually exclusive if you consider the horrors you must face in order to achieve your goal. A demon, summoned by the ancient Bosporanians, bound by their power, animated by their knowledge, and controlled by their logic. You clearly already have some superficial knowledge of the subject. In that case, you will soon learn that many years ago, great minds dared to carry out experiments beyond your imagination. Does that thought alarm you? Since you're already quoting me, you probably want to take part in my experiment. You will descend to the depths and face your fear. Look for the seal stones that manipulate the manifestation of the demon in the third sphere. The intelligent test subject recognizes that it is not the focus of the experiment, and that value is placed only on the result. Let's proceed to the intended objective of the experiment. I am conducting a series of experiments. I am currently dealing with the competing relationship between fear and greed, taking into account mental deconstruction due to irrational influences. For each sealed stone you bring me, I will reward you with an appropriate number of ducats or other items that may be of value to you. But remember, your life may depend on how you expend the seals. You can use the seals to reduce the demon's powers. But once you have used the seal, you cannot recover it. It is your decision.
Who is that? Sisters, now we spill blood!
How do you know that? Just a moment. Do you seek the Dark Goddess too, and dream of a dreadful skull?
Don't be stupid, Niven! And hold your tongue in front of strangers! Come! Let our swords speak for us!
You there, halt! Not a step further. Don't you know that our Dark Goddess waits down there to be awakened by her true servants? They do not speak with those who serve the gods. Give me a reason not to call my sisters to slay you. Who are you to speak to me in this way? My name is Laris. And who are you? So, what tells you that you're any different? You see, and my faith has led me to the Dark Goddess. Skull? Nightmares? I don't know what you're talking about. The goddess is both mother and savior to us. Yes. Her face was dreadful. Do you mean the goddess will take me back? Then maybe there is a way. A priestess of Rondra met her death within these walls. Her soul still wanders here. My sisters have tried to banish it, but they cannot approach the holy aura of her soul. If you help her to find Rondra, maybe she would absolve my soul. Would you do that?
Righteous warriors, here, this terrible place. In life, I was Leandra Liontongue of Thunderbrook. I served Lady Rondra. And who are you? Be warned. A servant of Boron's adversary is at work here. He calls himself Darvath. A short man with hair like white straw. You must have encountered him, as he has made his lair here in these ruins. Although I haven't seen him for some time. Thargaz is a follower of the Darkborn brand, whom he served faithfully during the Mage Wars. He is extremely powerful and unscrupulous. 500 years? Can it really be so long? By Rondra, is the Dark Covenanter really still alive? If he is dead, nobody will be able to free my soul. My soul is trapped here, damned to an eternity wandering some holy place. You took my bones, my holy sword, and my Rondra amulet, and buried them so that they would never be found again. No, he wasn't that stupid, unfortunately. He just laughed scornfully and said they were buried in 4 different places. Almost. If you find my bones, the sword, and the amulet, and place them in the sarcophagus next to me in Rondra's name, then my soul will be free to find Boron's halls. Dare you help me? I thank you in the name of the goddess, but you should not delay any further. Something has been pulling at my soul ever since I've been here. I cannot fight it much longer. The call of the Dark Goddess is strong. I feel it in every fiber of my immortal soul. She wants to drag me down to the lower hells, but I still resist. Something dwells within these walls. It must be a manifestation of an archdemoness. It calls for my soul. I fight it, but I don't have much more strength. Soon it will consume me. I will hold out for as long as I can, but my strength will fail me eventually. A manifestation of an archdemoness must dwell somewhere within these vaults. That is the center of her power. Destroy it, and the unholy call will fall silent. But be careful. She will guard it well.
You return. Did you find the bones of the priestess? Then, the time has come to tell you the truth. I tricked you. I was just using you to get to the priestess's bones. Thanks to you, we can sacrifice her soul to the Dark Goddess. Sisters! Kill him!
Bonds that trap me here have fallen away. I can already hear Rondra's halls, the clash of swords of those who prepare final battle. I thank you. Your reward shall be my holy sword and the amulet. The blade is named Lion Tongue. Use it in Rondra's name, and it will protect you on many a perilous path. The amulet will fill your heart with valor in the face of the enemy. Go with the blessing of the goddess.
Halt! You there! What are you doing here? The Dark Goddess calls only woman warriors. Do not waste our time, or do you wish to feel my anger? Explain yourself. Elves? Their guards were strong and brave. They battled well. What about you? You shall not stop us either. You too shall fall in battle. We will slay you as a sacrifice to the Dark Goddess. Sisters, attack!
Very impressive. How these demonic manifestations stimulate fear reception, don't you think? They affected nearly every sentient being in the region. Those supposedly fearless ladies were merely victims of their own greed and delusions. My contribution was meager. After the failure of Test Group 1, I shall follow your own confrontation with the demon with interest. And of course, the decision you make with the sealed stones. I'll even help you in the right direction. The remedy you seek was hidden by its previous owner in a rather inaccessible location. It is in the Hall of Invocation, under the Summoning Circle. But you must activate the pentagram to get to the Theriac. This, in turn, will summon the demon. Observation object Test Group 2 completes the experiment alive. A correct inference, but indulge me with the details. How many sealed stones have you brought me? So fear completely dominated your actions. Interesting. Control your emotions and think logically. Your actions will not hinder my research. On the contrary, I'll give you a piece of old druid wisdom and gratitude for participating in my experiment. Stay one step ahead of time, or it will catch up to you.
You have returned, and the clamoring voices have fallen silent. And in Erin. Now I can rejoice for the children who will be born. New life will grow. Today the sun shines on us. Let all your friends gather. As is the eternal custom of the Fae, their thoughts shall help to heal Ardo. Basama Sala Biandao. The body and spirit of your friend are now in harmony. You should be untroubled now.
Where am I? What happened? Why?
Gangrosia, finally! You're awake. You've been healed by elven sorcery.
Ah! I feel strong enough to tear down a tree.
You'd better not. Shorty here has tested the elves' patience enough as it is. If it weren't for me...
Dost Ruggalo, blabbermouth! You'd be far worse off if it weren't for the heroics of this brave soul, my friend.
If that's the case, then I owe you my gratitude and recognition. It is time to speak openly.
Well, his real name is Ardo of Boarstock, and his family guards the Imperial insignia. Yes.
And then along came Mora and stole it, the most important of all.
The crown of Rawl. Now you know our true quest. The 1,000-year-old crown of the Midden Realm was stolen from me, and we need your help to find it.
Nothing is all right, man.
Appearances are deceptive. It was to me that Fex whispered the truth. This crown is a glorious fake.
It seems I have missed rather a lot.
Ardo, you need to know something. That scoundrel with the magic dagger. It was he who got Mora to steal the crown, and Kano.
She didn't act alone? If she was working for somebody else, that means...
Mora is part of a bigger plan, probably aimed at destroying the authority of His Magnificence Emperor Hal. The consequences of such an undertaking would be...
Now you know what's at stake. Will you join us in our quest? Your answer does you honor. I was right about you.
Excellent. Then let us find Mora. And the crown, of course. Now we know where the pirates are hiding.
What are we doing? What are we waiting for? Thorgrim, show me the way to the ship. Or do you still need me here?
Yes? It could get a little hairy with the pirates. Keep in mind that the end never justifies the means. But now we simply have to do everything possible to find Mora. And the crown, of course. Is there anything else I can help you with? I'd love to do that. What would you like to talk about? I particularly enjoy talking about myself. I was in the Locksmiths Guild and had a lot of rich friends there. But I had to really assert myself against my rivals to make it to the top. Nothing is as it seems, and often that which seems to be is more than it is. Don't you agree? Well then, there are some other topics, aren't there? Who do you want to know something about? If it weren't for him, I'd have lost my head long ago. Please don't think I had anything personal against him when I wanted to steal from him. It was purely business. Do you want to talk about the others some more? He really seems to have calmed down a bit since Ardo was healed. He even has an occasional useful idea now and then. In some ways, he can be quite funny, the little guy. Do you want to talk about the others some more? A man with brains, which you can't say about everyone here. He always has good advice and doesn't hesitate to put it into practice. He's a good man. Do you want to talk about the others some more? And what is the new topic? But of course. But even if she is my rival, the thought that she's in the clutches of those villains makes me feel very uneasy. Oh, just what did you get yourself into, Mora?
What is it then? The situation is extremely critical. If the crown falls into the wrong hands, then the Emperor can be discredited. That's why it's so important that we find out where Mora disappeared to with the crown. Is there anything else? Well, what do you want to know? What do you want to know about it? I was born 34 divine cycles ago as the son of Luther of Boarstock. Our family is one of the most established, storied ones in the Midden Realm. At my estate, Imperial Oxblood, lies in the Imperial Marches of Garathea. That's also where our family seat, Castle Rudo's Shield, is located. The Midden Realm Emperor's Imperial insignias are kept there for safekeeping. No fortification in Gareth's vicinity is as strong as Rudo's Shield. However, no, but I digress. You wanted to hear some personal information. I take the duty of protecting the Imperial insignias very seriously, but I don't think much of any of the trappings of court life. Eating with a knife and fork, bathing 3 times a day, or spraying myself with every type of Horacian perfume. Better a proper hunt or a couple of tankards of pale ale with Thorgrim in our guard room next to the insignia's chamber. Did you want to know anything else? Castle Rudo's shield is one of the oldest castles in the realm. It was expanded after Rahl the Great's triumph over Bosporin so that the Empire's insignias could be stored there safely. But the stronghold wasn't finished until Emperor Rudo's regency. That's also why its name is Rudo's Shield. Did you want to know anything else? It is said that after Bosporin fell, a griffin crowned Rahl the Great with 12 golden feathers, which were transformed into a crown overnight. He had large gemstones set into it to symbolize the Empire's provinces. The genuine Rahl's crown has the power to sow courage, recognize duplicity, and to give the ruler insight into the concerns of the people. But that only happens if it is worn by the rightful emperor. Otherwise, it will call down the wrath of the gods. About 60 divine cycles ago, Emperor Bardo had a copy of the crown made for his twin sister Sella in order to rule jointly with her. After Rito of Gareth seized power, the object ended up in the secret chambers, or so we thought. Did you want to know anything else? About something else? Well, well, about whom? Fortune favors fools, I say. And even if he is a scoundrel, he's the key to finding Mora. And somehow I just like the fellow. But don't tell Fulgrim I said that. Another question about our companions? Fulgrim entered my service when he was looking for a job to earn a few ducats for a return trip to his clan. He had spent all his money on pale ale. Well, now nothing came of his return trip, and Fulgrim and I have been comrades in arms and very good friends since then. Another question about our companions? A man with remarkable abilities and a sharp mind. I like the fact that he may be a scholar, but is also a man of action. I hope he'll overcome the loss of Ferris. The two of them were obviously good friends. Another question about our companions? About something else? Then do that. That evening, we received an unexpected delivery of Furdok Pale Ale. Fulgrim and I were extremely busy with telling stories. Kano must have managed to sneak past us then. But we caught him red-handed in the end. He was sitting in front of the crown, crying his eyes out, and with chattering teeth, struggling with himself and his god. That was a sight to behold. Fulgrim was ready to take off his head on the spot. But I first wanted to hear why he wanted to commit such a brazen burglary. Kano explained the forgery to us and that only a woman called Mora could be behind the scheme. It was clear to me that I could only regain the crown with the help of this rascal. Fulgrim didn't want to hear of it, but the three of us set off together the next morning to find the woman and the crown. Do you want to know anything else about the events? The crown is the most important, precious object symbolizing the Emperor's rule. If it became public that it is no longer in safekeeping at Rudo's Shield, then surely voices would be raised to challenge the Emperor's legitimacy. And then if the crown turns up in the wrong hands, these people could attempt to lay claim to the throne. Altogether a rather tricky situation. At worst, it could even lead to civil war. Do you want to know anything else about the events? We were able to meet a friend of Mora's in Elvenhus through Kano's contacts, a certain Gideon. He was able to tell us that Mora had gone missing following a pirate attack on the Great River. Since then, we've been going up and down the river. I admit that we were pretty unimaginative at the beginning of our search. Do you want to know anything else about the events? What can I say? The woman stole from me. But if I pay attention to Scallywag's words, I gather she must be something special. I'm pretty interested in seeing what will happen when this master and mistress Scallywag meet one another.
What is it? Yeah, you'll be able to manage it, I would say. After all, it was your doing that Ardo is in good health again. Was there anything else? Sure, but what about? What's to say about them? Well, what do you think? If it hadn't been for you, then Scallywag and I would have botched it royally. But no matter. Now we have to get the crown back so that Ardo can smile again. Do you want to keep talking about our companions? I think that the thing with Ardo did teach him a lesson. The fellow must have something like a conscience after all. And I even like a couple of his tricks.
Do you need my help? The extent of the treasonous activities are truly broader than at first thought. Now it is vital to follow Ardo's quest to re-establish order. Can I help you in any other matter? What about? What do you want to know about them? Her sensitivity and sharp senses made every mission considerably easier. But I also miss our personal conversations a great deal. Do you find my assessments about the others interesting? I have to rethink my opinion. Maybe there is a spark of reason yet in that little man. And between you and me, in the meantime, I'm pretty happy that his acts as part of our group. Do you find my assessments about the others interesting? I've been watching Kano's actions very closely. It's amazing how much enthusiasm he shows for this mission, even though for him it's actually making amends of sorts.
I sense that you will soon leave us and help Ardo on his quest. Will you travel along the river? Will you visit us again before you return home? One of my little sisters recently left the tribe, and no longer sends me thought pictures. When I sing the Song of Disquiet, I get only confusing answers to my questions. Oh, Sanraya is beautiful, dangerous, and soft, wild. She feels healthy and safe, but surrounded by stench and disharmony. What can it mean?
By Riverfather's flowing beard! I'm happy to see Ardo up and around again. Your efforts to save him were extraordinary.
Indeed, Captain. It's reassuring to find everyone safe and sound. I was also afraid for you when the assassin's dagger struck me down.
What can I do for you?